Hey guys, it's Maggie and I am back today, and I know it has been a very long time. Yeah, a lot has been going on, good, bad, so I'm going to update you. And if you follow me on Instagram, you may already know about what is going on behind me. If you have seen my videos before, you can tell the background's a little bit different. So yes, let's get into it. Okay, so let me start off because I think I left off with you guys a few weeks ago. I was in the midst of multiple infections and I was struggling, and it kind of got worse a little bit from there. So I started to have UTI symptoms on top of this long-term sinus problem that I have just had on and off for what feels like forever. I had surgery a year ago, April 5th. To open up my maxillary sinuses, and it seems like these guys are causing some problems. So yeah, anyway, wound up getting a UTI, and I was like, this is too much. Clearly I can't mess around with that because I have had kidney problems in the past, and you know, my right kidney is a little funky, a little special, so I didn't want it traveling upwards. So I went to my primary care. I said, hey, I think I got a UTI. She wanted to test my urine, and when that came back, it actually came back as 2 UTIs. So, you know, I was just really an overachiever on that. And here's the thing. Here's the thing about UTIs in females is that the location of, you know, the entrance to your bladder and the location to the entrance of your rectum are pretty close. That's one of the reasons females can get UTIs a little bit easier. And that would make a lot of sense if, you know, I still had a rectum and an anus, but I don't. So I don't know where I got E. coli and group B strep, but I did. I had both. So yeah. No wonder I was peeing blood. I was pretty miserable. I had a lot of symptoms with the UTI, and I was losing it a little bit. I was, you know, having really bad pelvic pain. I was in pain getting stuck in the bathroom, and yeah. Plus, you're just like exhausted. I was so tired because I think I was already tired from the sinus stuff, and then I was just really tired with the UTI. So when I went, I was like, listen, I've got both of these infections. She checked my throat because I was like, I have a sinus thing going on for a very long time, and I just haven't had the opportunity to get over to the ENT who is far away from me. So she checked my throat and saw that I indeed had some pretty bad postnasal drip, of which I still do. So she prescribed me something that would cover all of the possible infections. And it definitely worked for the UTIs. I felt a lot better within a few days. But as you may be able to hear with my voice and like I keep swallowing, I just need to go to the ENT. My sinuses are not fixed. They're like, it's very hard to describe, but I can breathe. I can breathe through my nostrils, but there's so much in there. And one of the issues I was having was I was getting these really bad headaches right here, to the point where I just couldn't focus on anything. I couldn't look at a computer screen. I was just in a haze, and it took a while for all of these to go away. I would say that finally started to go away after I was already done my antibiotics and steroids, which was like middle of last week. So I was just off the radar, trying to deal with that, trying to get better, and eventually I did. I started to feel better, which I was kind of, at that point, so annoyed and woe is me. I was like, come on. I need to get my body together. I need to get back to it because I am miserable. I have stuff to do. I don't have time for my body to be acting like this. And then, like, suddenly I was better. And obviously I had to catch up on a lot of work. I really don't talk about it a lot, but I help a company with their social media and some content creation stuff for them. and some YouTube stuff. And so I was just getting behind on all of that. I'm still catching up on some of the projects, and I have some new projects in the pipelines. So I was like, great, I'm glad I'm feeling better. Let's keep it this way. And of course, if you have an illness yourself, like a long-term chronic-y type illness, you know that when you get your energy, you're like, I want to get stuff done. Like, let's get it done. Let's do all the things. And so that brings me to my background here. I hope that you are not mad at me if you are familiar with the blue room, the dining room as it used to be, because it's not blue anymore. It's this color. It's lovely. Last week, I was like, Zach, I feel better. I have the motivation. I have the energy, and I've been wanting to do this basically since I painted the kitchen and the downstairs bathroom and hallway, which is where I sometimes film too. So that color that was in that hallway, it's like a light green blue color. I wanted to paint the rest of the downstairs that color. And so I said, I would like to go to Lowe's. I want to get some paint, and I'm painting our dining room and our living room. And if you are curious, because I feel like somebody might ask, the top color is called Sea Salt by Sherwin-Williams, and the bottom color is Geyser Gray by Sherwin-Williams. This is like 2 shades darker on a little color card that I got last year. They actually changed it because I went back to Lowe's, found Sea Salt, but couldn't find Geyser Gray. Thankfully, I had held on to my old card from last year, and I was like, can you still do this color? I don't want the other like new color. I want this color. This is like not too dark, but not too light. So the guy made it happen. And that's what you see here. And Zach actually had something he had to do, and so he was gone for the weekend, this past weekend, and I had no distractions, so I was able to knock it all out. I sanded, I taped, I washed the walls or wiped them down, whatever, and I painted. And I had to do a primer in here, obviously, because it was a dark blue, and I got it done. And I'm really proud of myself for that, and it feels so much brighter in here. It is wild. So I have a few other things that I want to do. I'm actually hanging, I don't know if you can see, right there. Okay, that is painter's tape, and right there is a photo. I'm doing 4 floating photos of Zach and I right in that little hallway space. So I'm slowly hanging them today. And I want to install permanent curtain rods because we had the tension rods that would tear the paint off the wall. I'm doing gold curtain rods in this room and in the living room, and I'm looking for curtains that I like. So just like some nice changes. It just makes it feel better in here. I don't know. I always feel really good after I complete these projects. So now I'm like, ooh, what else can I do? And I have some things in mind, but I'd really like to do our upstairs bathroom or like hallway bathroom. But when it comes to bathrooms and replacing things, it gets expensive so quick. And I would love to do a new vanity in there, but if you look at like real wood vanities, so expensive. So then I was like, ooh, maybe I could find something at Restore or Goodwill, like a cabinet that is about the size of a vanity, and then inlay a sink or something. I think that would be cool, but this is me getting ahead of myself. Yeah, so living room and dining room are done. I also thought it would be a lot brighter and I could film a little bit more in here. Plus I've got my computers right here, my computer screens and whatnot, all my work stuff. I've got my microphone, which you can probably hear it as I move it around. I put it back. Well, hold on. There we go. So I've just got everything here. It's convenient. I also have my camera here that does live streaming if I wanted it to. And I was like, ooh, this might be a good place. I would love to get into live streaming. It's just truly I am at the will of my body, and my brain don't match. I have the brain of somebody who just wants to do everything, and like my body says, yeah, okay. I truly envy the people that like, they're like, oh, I'm going to go take a nap. And they sleep for 15 minutes. And they're like, okay, power nap done. I'm going to go do all these errands and I have to clean this and do my work. And they just get it done. And I'm like, how? Where do you find your energy? I want that so bad. But that's one of my biggest struggles with this stupid disease and missing half my organs and all that nonsense. Anyways, so yes, I am still feeling good, still have a sinus infection. To give you an example of like where I'm at with health stuff, there's so many different things that I need to do. So many things that I just need to call and situate. I have to resituate my ostomy supplies. I don't know what happened there, but like they're not coming this morning. I'm due for 𝐜𝐸 tomorrow, and I realized that the automatic shipments that I was on didn't come. I just wasn't focused on it. It's my fault. I should have been keeping track of it. They have been coming automatically, and I just got a little too used to that, but it didn't come. And so I was like, oh my God. I was up early anyway, which I'll tell you about in a second, but I gave them a call thinking, 5 minutes, we'll get it situated, whatever it is, we'll get it situated, I'll figure it out. I'm on the phone for 30 minutes. This poor woman, she kept running into issue after issue. The computer system was slow or it wasn't working. Eventually we figure out that even though their website says I still have 2 refills on the 𝐜𝐸, I indeed do not. So I had to contact my doctor to renew the prescription. I actually haven't heard from him today, so who knows when I'll get that. So I'll be late for 𝐜𝐸. But yes, what I thought would be a 5-minute call is a 30-minute call, and that happens every time. And that's why I dread doing anything medical, because that's just how it always happens. So yes, anyways, up early this morning, Zach and I had to take Nanners to the vet. Nanners is suddenly having some issues and we don't know what's going on. I am worried. Yeah, I'll tell you what's going on, and the vet doesn't quite know. They would have to do a number of tests. Nanners, she's my special little potato. She's 10 years old. She's a staffy. She's the sweetest little thing. She's scared of herself. People look at her and they're like, ooh, she's kind of a scary looking dog, because she's very muscular. If you've ever seen a staffy, they're just, big jaws, but she's just afraid of the world, and she's allergic to the world. And so every spring and, basically when the pollen gets kicked up, her paws get very raw. And I started to think, like, maybe this is actually a yeast infection. She's getting raw paws, she's licking them, and then gets yeast infections in her paws, because she has it in her ears. She's had it on her skin. So I got some wash that's specific for dogs that has like chlorhexidine and another antifungal in there. And that seems to help. That usually helps her. And I have a spray too. Usually does stuff. She's been on medications before. She was on Apoquel for a while, and it worked at first, and then it stopped. Like, it didn't do anything. So she wasn't on that anymore. And I explained this to the vet. I was like, seemed like the pollen kicked up. Her paws got raw. She struggles to walk. Like, she's just very sensitive on her paws. She doesn't like us touching them. She'll yelp when we touch them when it's like this. And I was like, I thought that's what it was at first. She just seemed very sensitive to them. And I thought maybe that's why she looks so sad. Like, she's hanging her head, low energy, just kind of wants to be left alone, which I don't blame her. If you feel icky, you don't want anybody near you. So that's what I thought it was doing my painting and just kind of let her be. And then yesterday, I wanted to take a look at her neck, because usually when she's got these allergies and her skin acts up, her neck is one of the worst places. That's why you'll almost never see her in a collar, because it just irritates her. And I went to lift her head and she screamed bloody murder at me. And I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, is it your neck that's the problem? And I went to press on the back of her neck and she freaked out again. She was shaking. She was in such bad pain. So I Made a vet appointment. Thankfully, they took us first thing this morning, and, you know, they had a few different things they wanted to do. They're trying a different allergy medication that's actually an injectable, which is amazing because Apoquel was a pill. She had to take 2 of them, and it was kind of a pain getting her to take them. This is like an injection that's done every 4 to 8 weeks, I think she said. Cyto something. So we're going to try that out for her allergies, put her on an antibiotic for her skin infections and stuff. But the vet was like, did she have an injury or something? Like, did she jump off of something? Did she fall? And I was like, not that I'm aware of. I was with her all weekend. You know, I work from home. I'm with her all the time. And the other 3, I think, generally know that she is older and a little bit more fragile. She is my fragile dog, and they don't really mess around with her. They don't play with her, and she doesn't do a whole lot to begin with. We call her a potato because she likes her naps, she likes to snuggle, she likes to just sit there. If I didn't have the other 3 dogs, I wouldn't consider myself a dog owner because Nanners is the easiest dog to take care of. If you want a dog that like does nothing and sleeps 90% of the day, get a Staffy. I don't know. That's my experience with her. She does nothing. And this is her baseline. This is kind of how she's always been. So, yeah. I told the vet I am not aware of her getting hurt. Now I'm feeling bad because the only time we were out of the house last week, the both of us, was when we went to get paint at Lowe's. I'm thinking, did something happen when she was in the house? I don't know. I don't know if I'll have an answer. So anyways, also put her on gabapentin, also put her on a muscle relaxant. I have to watch her because apparently it can cause respiratory depression. Is she still under my chair? Yeah, she's still under my chair. So she's just been chilling today, and she's not allowed to do stairs or anything like that, and we're gonna just kind of wait and see. They did offer getting an x-ray done under sedation because there's absolutely no way that she would do it awake, which is not her at all. She is pretty dang chill when it comes to going to the vet. She likes the vet techs. She enjoys going there. She doesn't seem to care about shots or getting blood work or anything. But today she was not happy. She was not having it. And I was like, yeah, this isn't her. She's just in pain a lot. And even then, like, when she gets mad or upset, she'll do her little growl and she'll yap, but she never bites down. And anytime she does her little, like, it looks like she feels bad about it. Like, she'll cower away and be like, oh, I'm sorry. So I don't know what to think, but the vet was like, it seems like a slipped disc or like a pulled muscle or something. So I would suggest a x-ray under sedation. It was very costly. It was a lot. She said we could also just kind of wait and see if the medications help, and if it is like a pulled muscle or something, hopefully it'll heal. Like, I pulled my shoulder muscle in my sleep, and that was awful. Like, I was ready to, run away because it hurt so bad. Maybe it's the same thing for her. I'm hoping it's just a pulled muscle. I truly don't know. But everything else with her is normal. She's eating. Anytime that she's a little off or something's going on, she won't eat out of her bowl. So I have to feed her by hand or like pour it on the floor. She's just a funny dog. But like when I gave her TREATS's, she was all about that. She was like, heck yeah. So she's eating. She's going to the bathroom normally. I don't know. And we did blood work on her. I don't know. So, as you can tell, a lot going on. Just feeling rotten, then feeling better, and trying to get all this stuff done, and working on the house, and trying to get Nanners to feel better and not be so miserable. It's just been a lot, and I really miss YouTube. It's my favorite thing to do. I love sharing online, and just where is their time in the day? I have been looking, and I don't even want to say this on YouTube, but I kind of do at the same time. I have been trying to find like a YouTube manager, but YouTube managers out there really don't know the health space. So it's kind of like that awkward position of not really wanting to explain my health to, you know, people that aren't part of our world. It's a lot easier talking to you guys because I know a lot of you have this experience, or if you're clicking on the video, you're wanting to learn about it. So yeah, so that's kind of been like, it would be cool to have help with that. So maybe I could do a little bit more, but there aren't really YouTube managers out there that are specifically for the health space and the advocacy world. I don't know. So I hope that you guys are all feeling really well. I really appreciate the comments, the messages and stuff checking in on me, and I apologize that sometimes I do disappear like this. It's just truly because I hit a wall where I've done too much and I don't feel good. And I would love to just have endless energy. It's really hard for me to like not have my brain match my body, because there's a lot I want to do and a lot I want to get done, and it just makes it hard. But I'm going to keep working on my health. I'm making my checklist of all the things that I need to get done, and Zach has offered to help me with them, but I don't want to put the stress of my health stuff on him. So I try to do as much as I can myself. Even my dad has offered help, and obviously I don't want my dad to help because he's got his own stuff. Well, he had his valve replacement last fall. I want to be able to handle this myself, and I know I should ask for help, but everyone has something going on. So we're all just trying to do our best, right? Like, that's where we're at. We're trying to do our best. And I think that the world right now makes it very hard to do that. And I could moan and complain on YouTube, but I know that literally everybody is going through this right now. It's just like, why is the world so off? Why does it feel so funky? I don't know. We're all just trying to survive, and I hope that you are surviving okay and finding enjoyment in every day, finding something good, something positive. All right, thank you so much for watching this video. I apologize it's so long, but you know me, I can talk. I hope you're feeling great, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye, guys.